Are you looking to become a YouTuber for a hobby or career? Then check out the Logitech HD Pro Webcam C920, complete with 1080p recording for your desktop or laptop. Affiliate link below in the video description. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and so one of my favorite movies that's being talked about right now is Edge of Tomorrow 2, or as it's being affectionately called, Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. And I really hope that's not the final title, given the fact that Warner Brothers has marketed Edge of Tomorrow on home video as Live, Die, Repeat. I'm pretty sure they're going to find some way to put it together. Either it's going to be Edge of Tomorrow 2, Live, Die, Repeat, or something. I have no idea. But either way, I want more from this universe. I loved Edge of Tomorrow. I didn't have high hopes for it at first because the trailer didn't wow me. I sat down and I watched it, and thank God I was working at a theater at the time because I watched that thing like 10 more times. It was great, and it's one of my favorite movies of 2014, and I recommend it to anyone who's looking for a well-made sci-fi movie. Yes, it's based on the manga All You Need Is Kill, but it was well done, and Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt were great. Now, Doug Liman is back to direct the sequel, which is good, and now that he's no longer directing Justice League Dark, that's one less thing on his plate. He has Chaos Walking filming later on this year, but they are starting to push forward for Edge of Tomorrow 2. And speaking with the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast for MTV, the subject came up, and this is actually what he says. He says here, I think what people tend to do with sequels is they tend to make them bigger. And I'm like, no sequel should be smaller. You did the first film as sort of an ad campaign for the sequel, so now you don't need as much action. And in the case of Edge of Tomorrow, people obviously love the comedy and they love the situation. So we can do way more focus on Tom's character and Emily Blunt's character. And there's a third character in the sequel that's for sure going to steal the movie. We can focus on that. I don't need an action sequence every 2 minutes. Now that's very much going against the grain of like the Joel Silver style of filmmaking, which is, hey, a sequel's going to have double the action. Because the action worked so well in the first movie, let's ramp it up. And the thing is, with Edge of Tomorrow, the characters were good. And that was a lot of the fun. But also the action scenes were also a lot of the fun, because that was where it felt like you're watching a video game movie, like a true adaptation of someone just playing a video game. Tom Cruise dies, wakes up, does it all over again, hence the concept Live, Die, Repeat. And that is basically what's kind of going on with this, right? So he goes on to say, I see this as a 2-movie franchise. There's a completion of the story we set up in the first movie and the relationships between Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt, because remember, at the end of the first movie, she doesn't know who he is, and that's going to launch us in an amazing new direction. It does pick up right where we left off, but it doesn't keep going forward, because we'd screw with time, because the aliens screwed with time. So, can any of you guys guess pretty much where this is going? Because the writing is clearly on the wall, right? The writing for this is 100% on the wall. So what he's talking about by that third character is going to be Rita's fiance or boyfriend that she watched die a couple hundred times while she was trying to figure the whole thing out, right? That entire story of her is going to be what the focus of the sequel is. I'm calling that now. I am calling that now, mostly because they set so much up for it. Because, you know, Doug Liman says the first movie is like an ad campaign for the sequel, or in this case, the prequel. And they know that they're going to be able to mix through time. So something is going to happen at the end of the next movie, or at the beginning of the next movie that took place at the end of the last movie, that's going to propel them backwards in time. They're probably going to find, maybe not the, like, you know, maybe they find another Omega and they're able to then, you know, go back further, or something is going to happen. They're going to go back to when Rita was living, dying, and repeating, and Tom Cruise is going to be there, and they're both going to be dealing with it themselves. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's what it's going to be, because she had said that she watched her boyfriend or her fiance, I forget who, die every single day. And that's why she is so hard, and she is so bitter, and she is so cynical. She is just angry at all that. And so I'm thinking that's going to be a big part of it. And that is a very interesting concept, because that does bring about the love triangle. That really does bring the love triangle in there, because she doesn't know who Tom Cruise is. Tom Cruise is clearly in love with her based on all the time they spent together. And even by the end of the movie, she kissed him, you know, recognizing that there was definitely that level of attraction there. and then she doesn't remember it at all. So we're led to believe at the end of Edge of Tomorrow that he walks in as a major or whatever he was, you know, and she's like, who the hell are you? And he starts laughing because like, oh, that's just her character, blah, blah, blah. And he gets to win her heart all over again. Now he gets to win her heart all over again, but there's going to be the boyfriend, and she's going to go back probably knowing that she can save him now. She knows how to save him. She knows how to do it. And as a result of that, then that's going to be the love triangle, which is going to then propel the story forward. And they're probably not going to have a lot of big action moments, but I'm going to guess that they're probably going to have a number of very, very funny, very interesting character moments. And I think that Christopher McQuarrie coming in to co-write the screenplay like he did with Edge of Tomorrow is definitely going to amp that up. One thing McQuarrie does, I believe, very well is interpersonal moments, especially stuff with like the way of the gun. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen with Edge of Tomorrow 2, or Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. That's my prediction for it. Could be wrong, but to me, that's the best course of action that they're going to be able to do. And I can't wait to find out if I'm right or if I'm wrong, because it doesn't matter if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Midnight show or his early preview show of that movie, I'm going to see it. Now, real quick, though, on the whole subject of it being a 2-movie franchise, I'm going to agree with John Campea here from Collider Video and say, do not count your eggs before they've hatched. The first movie did well enough to at least warrant a sequel, even if it's a smaller budget sequel, to do it. And if this new one does well, and it's handled well, and it comes out and Warner's actually does good marketing, and I really feel the marketing team at Warner Brothers needs a kick to the dick because they suck, that they might actually get a very large return on this film. And if that's the case, then you know they're going to want a sequel. They're going to want a third one. They're going to want a way to finish up the trilogy that way. Because we as a movie-going society are not a movie-going society that doesn't like 3 films. We want there to be a beginning, a middle, and the end. So it's entirely possible that during the script writing phase of Edge of Tomorrow 2, that is meant to bookend the series, there might be a back door that they write into the script in order to then work off of that jumping point if a third movie happens. And again, just my predictions. What do you guys think about this? Is this something you want to see, something you're excited to see, something you don't care about? If you haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow, by all fucking means, go watch that shit. It is good. But anyway, let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been 3 Buck Theater. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Peace out.